Hi, this is Kaleah, and I've been working in the field of narcissistic abuse for the past 20 years now, so I have quite a bit of knowledge and experience, both working with clients and going through it myself in lots of different capacities. And I'm feeling really called to do a video series on the soulmate twin flame dynamic because I'm seeing so many situations where people who, especially women who are getting involved with narcissists, believe that the person that they've been involved with was their soulmate or their twin flame. And I've gone down this road myself. And I feel it's worth talking about because there's so many similarities between the descriptions of a twin flame and the descriptions of a narcissist. So if we go into the spiritual world and we start to assign this concept of a twin flame to our narcissistic relationship, it explains a way for us why that person is so difficult and challenging, because the twin flame relationship is thought to be a challenging relationship. It's thought to be a mirror that is mirroring back to us aspects of ourselves that need to be healed. There's a lot of difficulty. There's descriptions like the runner and the chaser, and ultimately the story of the twin flame is that we've come into each other's lives to heal each other on a deep and spiritual level. There is a sense of familiarity with someone that we meet that we feel might be a twin flame. And really, we want to look at the twin flame dynamic versus the codependent dynamic. There's a word that we use in the recovery field called magical thinking. And magical thinking is a way to bring beauty and magic into a situation that might not be so beautiful. It's a way of making sense out of insanity. And we often seek spiritual principles and ideologies to explain away trauma and difficult situations. And this can keep us in denial. This can keep us stuck. So we've got to get real in understanding what it is that we're working with. A lot of times, the reason that we do assign this twin flame ideology to a partner is because we're in the idealization phase of a narcissistic relationship. So when you're in that idealization phase of a narcissistic relationship, it feels quite perfect in a lot of ways. There is that sense of familiarity that people talk about. There is this incredible feeling of love and connection. And you have a feeling that you can do no wrong, that you're perfect in that other person's eyes. They see your beauty, they see everything that is wonderful about you. And you may have never really felt seen in that way before. There might be some real lack there from early childhood parenting, that you might have felt a bit invisible or unseen. You might have felt that you weren't really being loved for who you are, but more what you can do for that parent, or if you're a good little girl or good little boy, that you have to perform in a sense to get the love that you want. So you learn that your value is not in who you are, inherently who you are, but in what you do. And this gets transferred into our adult relationships, where as codependents, we often have a value issue. We don't feel that we're valuable. We don't feel that we're enough. There's a lot of core shame there. So when we meet the idealization of the narcissist, it's almost as if for a brief moment in time, all of that goes away. For a brief moment in time, we feel that we are the beloved, that we can do no wrong, that we're perfect in every way to that person. They love everything about us. They love our good and our bad, our light, our dark. They love it all. And that makes us feel seen, heard, and valued. And it's such an amazing feeling, especially when you come from not feeling valued. So at that time, during that idealization phase, you feel like you've met the one, you've met that person that you want to spend forever with because it feels so amazing. But then the devaluation starts. And the devaluation is the exact opposite of the idealization. When you're in the devaluation stage of narcissistic abuse, you can't do anything right. So you go from doing no wrong, being able to do no wrong, to not getting anything right. You can't do anything right. And it is the most painful contrast to that love bombing. It's like, well, where's the guy? Where's the person that thought I was so amazing? Now they don't even like me. They don't like anything about me. Everything that I thought they loved about me, now they hate about me. Now they're finding fault with me. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm doing everything wrong. It's all my fault. Everything's my fault. And so it's in our nature to try to get the other guy back. I want that good. It's like trying to get the love of a mother that is scolding us or turning away from us, and we're feeling abandoned by that person. Well, that same abandonment carries over into these relationships where it's like, you've abandoned me. You came in with this idealization of me, seeing me as this beautiful, wonderful person, to completely devaluing me and seeing me as this horrible, awful person. And it feels so painful that all our mind wants to do is get the good person back, get the person that loves us and adores us and sees the good in us. We want that person back. So we go on this kind of codependent journey of trying to rehabilitate that person, try to get them back, try to fix them, try to heal them, try to change them so that we can get back that part of them that initially made us feel whole. And the problem is we're not dealing with a normal situation. We're actually dealing with a toxic, pathological, narcissistic dynamic. And you can't change that. So as a codependent, you've got to realize that that you didn't cause that person to behave the way they're behaving. You can't control it, and you can't cure it. None of this is your fault, who they are, how they're treating you. It's not your fault. You didn't cause it. It's the pathological dynamic of the narcissist. That's what they do. They idealize, hoping that you're the one that can heal them of this horrendous pain that they've been carrying around with them throughout their life, even if they're really unconscious to that pain. They put all this power into you in the beginning to save them from their self. But the thing is that their self is always there. That part of them that's toxic and unhappy and can't be pleased is always there. And so they go from hoping that you're going to be the one to save them to hating and devaluing you because you didn't save them, because they still feel that pain. So in the beginning, that kind of infatuation gives them a relief from that pain. But that infatuation stage doesn't last very long, and that pain resurfaces in them. And so what they end up doing is projecting it onto you and making you suffer as a result of what they're dealing with. And as codependents, we often take on the suffering of that partner. And we don't realize just by being with them that we're going to suffer. It's really hard to separate ourselves from the pain that the narcissist is inflicting on us. That's actually what's going on inside of them. So we kind of resort back to some old shame-based codependent traits, which is to feel unworthy, to feel like there's something wrong with us, to feel like it's our fault, to take responsibility for something that we're not responsible for. Now, the only thing that we are responsible for is our own well-being, to extract ourselves from toxic, abusive situations. That's our responsibility. So if we keep hanging in there waiting for that person to change and waiting for that person to change and they never change, then that's our fault, because we're investing ourselves in something that hasn't been worth the investment for a long time. And so we've got to get away from the magical thinking, believing that we're divinely suited to be with this person, that this person is our twin flame, that this person is our soulmate, and we're just learning lessons and we're just mirroring each other, and it's going to get better. Once they learn their lesson, once they learn what they need to learn, then they're going to start treating us the way that they did in the beginning. But in my 20 years of experience, I have never seen that happen, and that accounts for a lot. If I've never seen, in all those years of experience, a narcissist turn it around and start treating that person good on a consistent basis and become a decent, respectful, kind, and loving partner, I've never seen that happen, because we're dealing with a pathological disorder. We're not dealing with normalcy here. So it's not a normal situation where this partner has a few lessons to learn, maybe even some deep lessons, but they're committed to learning them. They're committed to going into that darkness and kind of tearing their shadow apart and extracting the lessons and transforming themselves so they can be a better partner. That's not what's happening here. Narcissists are in avoidance of any of the issues that are coming from within, and they hyper-focus on you as the problem. They project their issues onto you. And so you're always going to be the bad guy, because they're always going to have these horrible feelings that they're trying to offload onto you. And buying into the soulmate twin flame mythology will keep you stuck. It will keep you in there fighting for something that's not worth fighting for, that's never going to be different. And so I want to get more into this in a series to really tear this apart and help you if you are somebody that's buying into the special relationship. This is a special relationship. This is the one. This is the one that I'm ideally suited to be with. This relationship is amazing. There's nothing like it. There'll never be anything like it again. You've got to really start to extract yourself from these, let's call them toxic beliefs that are keeping you trapped. So we've got to be willing as codependents to look at our own toxic belief systems and look at what's serving us and what's not serving us. And when it comes to the twin flame mythology, it's not serving us if our partner's a narcissist. Now, on the next video, I'm going to break this down a little bit more and talk about some of the descriptions of a twin flame and how that matches the descriptions of the narcissist. But for now, if you like where I'm going with this and you're on board with it and you can relate to it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as I'm getting back into broadcasting on YouTube separate from my Pandora's Box radio, and would like to grow my channel and have it found. So your giving it a thumbs up and subscribing will help my channel to be found. So I really thank you for your help on that. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.